People love to go on safari trips and see wild animals from up close. While this might sound like a great vacation for most people, it can always turn into a risky life or death situation. This is what happened to a Seattle man who forgot to close the roof on his Jeep. The man's facial expression says it all. The man's name is Britton Hayes, and a cheetah jumped in his Jeep while he was touring the Gol Kopjes of the Serengeti. The coolest thing about going on a safari trip is seeing the wildlife animals that you only see in movies and documentaries from up close. However, these animals are wild, and you never know what they might do. There are many scary stories about tourists who wanted to take up-close pictures of wild animals and got attacked instead. Now, luckily, Britton Hayes didn't get attacked and lived a once-in-a-lifetime experience instead. You won't believe what happened after the animal jumped in his car. Now, in case you didn't know, cheetahs can be quite aggressive. They are some of the world's fastest predators, and this makes them feared in the animal kingdom. But the animal from our story had something else in mind. The interesting thing about cheetahs is that they're rather curious. This is why most safari guides avoid them. Nevertheless, let's see how Britton Hayes got ambushed by a cheetah. Britton's guide stopped the car because some cheetahs appeared out of nowhere. One of them got on top of the car's hood, and people started taking pictures of it. This made them forget about the open roof. Right from the moment that Britton realized a cheetah was inside the car with him, he started freaking out. Although, who could blame him? One of the car's passengers was filming this encounter with his smartphone, and as you can clearly see, the cheetah noticed that. Seeing this, Britton started looking towards his guide for help. Let's see what the guide told him. Luckily, the safari guide was prepared for this type of encounter, and he instructed Britton on what to do. Here's what the guide told him. The first thing that the guide told Britton was to not make any sudden moves. The cheetah was still assessing if he was a threat or not, and Britton didn't want to have any reason to be attacked. Let's see the second tip. The second and most valuable tip that the safari guide gave Britton was to slow down everything. The man needed to control his breathing and to avoid eye contact. Unfortunately, the scariest thing happened next. For some reason, the cheetah became interested in Britton. This sent shivers down the man's spine. You won't believe how scared he looks in the next picture. Can you imagine how scary it must be to be trapped inside a car with a cheetah? To make things even worse, the cheetah was sniffing him. The scary thing about this encounter is that the second cheetah was still sitting on the hood. To make things even worse, this animal was acting as a distraction for a third one. The third cheetah was hiding away, maybe in case to jump in if the other two decided to attack. Luckily, Britton and his friends were not attacked, and the cheetahs ran away. Britton Hayes is not the only tourist to meet a cheetah up close. These animals seem to take an interest in humans. Although this second encounter is a bit different than Britton's. Let's see why. Unlike the first cheetah, this one is friendlier. This one posed for pictures and didn't scare the tourists by acting aggressively. The coolest thing about this second encounter is that the cheetahs came in a group of 3 and they all were friendly. The next photos are even more amazing than this one. Now that you've seen Britton's scary encounter, would you ever want to go on a safari trip? Is it worth taking the risk? Even though Britton's safari trip proved to be more dangerous than expected, the man did get what he wanted. He lived a once-in-a-lifetime experience.
If you liked the video, please give it a thumbs up and consider sharing it with your friends and family. Thanks again, and we'll see you in the next one.